It just came out! Look at that!
I love it!
Welcome back to After Hours. We are back again with an exciting episode, and we have a special guest joining us today, along with John Romano, Gregg Valentino, and we have our good friend Ron Noreman, the super accountant of accountants, the bodybuilding savior of the world. Ron, you know, it's funny, we've talked to you before. It seems like bodybuilders are the worst at doing their taxes until they get in trouble, and then they call you.
Yeah, the bodybuilders are the worst about a lot of things in society.
We had him, Richie and I had him on our show, and it was to grill him about taxes. And man, there's so much shit that people don't even think about.
Yeah.
You know,
Because bodybuilders don't make real money. What they do is they fucking sell drugs, and you can't go to your
no, you know what bodybuilders' problems is. This is what happens. They make a couple bucks over here from an appearance. They cash the check. They spend the money. They make a couple bucks over here from personal training. They get in cash. They spend that. They get a couple bucks over here from an endorsement contract. That comes in the month. They cash the check. They spend that. So by the end of the year, they've cashed 500 checks.
Yeah.
They have no idea where their money is. They have nothing in the bank.
Yeah.
They're in debt on their credit card. And then they go to Ron, please fix this.
But the real money comes when they sell the fucking, the Bavania.
They're like strippers, except they make less money.
You're right.
That's the truth.
Even strippers pay taxes, you know.
Strippers, waiters,
I got plenty of strippers too.
I know. Ron, what a lot of guys now are doing is they're doing online coaching. And so, I think I get a lot of questions sometimes, and maybe you can answer this, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, everyone's collecting money. No one's paying taxes. What's the coach's obligation in terms of collecting money in these fashions with their iPhone basically all day long?
I mean, the government now gets that information. There's actually a tax receipt that gets, in the infancy of all these things, people used to think they were cute and they would have like a $10 million company and do $1 million on PayPal.
Yeah.
And the first year PayPal came out, the IRS didn't catch up to that. But now they get computerized information from all these payers and all these processors.
Right.
And they know exactly, like, Amazon, for instance, even informs the states of how much activity is done per state. And they're required to, take care of the sales tax obligations.
Wow. Okay.
Well, the government's got to get the money for these fucking immigrants and shit that are coming in now. So somebody's got to.
No politics.
They got to squeeze your nuts like this somewhere to get that fucking money to pay for shit. Maybe for the black hole.
The Squirrel,
we just lost in Afghanistan.
A little brajol.
Yeah, Scotto. But what I wanted to ask him was about cryptocurrency. How's that affecting?
They're all over it now. And again, in the beginning, I mean, they're not that good at it yet, but that's like one of their biggest priorities. They're trying to figure it out. And any of the cryptocurrencies that have servers in the U.S. is supposed to be providing information to the government about gains and losses from the people. So we have a lot of clients who have Bitcoin gains and losses, and it doesn't just disappear. There's actually a tax form that gets provided to the government. And if it gets provided to the government, then, it's part of the trail.
Is it the same way that stock transactions are reported?
Yeah, it's not quite as sophisticated, and there's not universal compliance. So if there's a weird cryptocurrency that comes out and it's done in Liechtenstein, people probably, won't have as good reporting as otherwise.
Well, yeah, people think there's only like Bitcoin and Ethereum or whatever. They don't realize there's like many cryptocurrencies.
Oh yeah, there's another big one, Doge coin.
Do you believe, Ron? Do you believe in the whole cryptocurrency thing? Would you invest in it?
I don't know. You know, so any of you guys who study economics, Romano probably heard of this one. So like in the 1600s, for whatever reasons, tulips became currency in Holland. Anybody?
Oh, the tulip bubble. It's just a very
all right.
famous story.
I knew you'd know, John.
I never heard that. I gotta be honest.
My buddy, I knew you'd know about it, right?
Yeah.
So
the
tulips
bubble.
were going for like the equivalent of $5,000 a tulip,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, the bottom dropped out and they were valueless.
Like if you look at the graph, it's like this, and then boom, in one day, it's like the biggest, straightest line I've ever seen in my life.
I think
so. My fear with crypto is that it might be a variation of that. And, you know, the other thing is the Chinese are working really hard, you know, again, not to make this into a geopolitical conversation, but the Chinese want to be the world's dominant economy and the world's dominant currency. And they're working really hard to make something that replaces the conventional crypto and have their own form of crypto.
Right.
And when that happens, I don't know what would happen with the pre-existing crypto. So
well, wait a minute. So you're saying they want to topple the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency?
Yeah, that's been absolutely. They've stated that for 20 years.
Wow. They want to rule.
That's why they got Biden in as president to help them along with that.
They want to rule the world. They're totalitarian.
So they want to switch. So when Turkey buys crude oil from Saudi Arabia, the transaction takes place in U.S. dollars because it's the world reserve currency. That's why we get to print so much. So they're in demand. So that if they change that to a Chinese crypto,
then all our deficit spending is going to come like a tidal wave on us.
Due and payable. All of our debt is going to come due in one day. Right?
Yeah.
Because China holds it.
Who cares?
Or if you understand the bond market, something that's at 100 par is going to all of a sudden be 60.
Wow. Right.
Wow. All right.
Less.
Yeah, but we don't need them. We can produce our own stuff, just like we did in World War II.
Well,
except for the $30 trillion that we owe them. Yeah,
who cares?
Except for that.
Who cares? We're not paying you. All the stuff that you're doing, all the people that you got enslaved, you're killing over there in those camps, we're not paying you.
It's like the mafia, John, right? Fuck you, we're not paying you.
Right.
No, it's
what are you gonna do about it?
Well, yes, the Chinese are criminals.
We don't have the money to pay right now. We just lost a bunch of military equipment, Blackhawks and everything.
Yeah, what a travesty.
Oh, my God.
Dude.
Yeah, but we're on track.
We got pictures of Taliban dudes with Blackhawks and shit. They don't even know how to fly them, but you know that they will be soon.
They'll be selling them to the Iranians.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I think that's beside the tragedy of the 80,000 or so people between them and their families who acted as translators and guides and assisted the U.S.
You mean the ones that were jumping on a plane and sitting on the fucking, actually sitting on the goddamn
Taliban,
fucking.
Greg, the Taliban is going door to door.
I know.
Looking for these guys. They're going to kill them all.
Right, and we're not going to get these people in, but the illegal immigrants.
Yeah, they can just
come right. Southern border.
Right.
They're flying them over here. That's why they did it.
All right, let me.
They were sitting on the fucking planes.
And just as an aside, guys,
they think they're gonna vote for them.
Have you guys seen pictures of the Taliban in the palace?
Yeah.
They're not wearing masks. I wonder what happened to the Delta variant.
Not only that,
they got the Blackhawk variants.
Yeah.
You know
I thought we forgot about all this terrorism and political stuff when we were dealing with COVID.
People love this shit.
Yeah.
That's all about it. It affects bodybuilders. Bodybuilders that watch this shit are like, I want to talk more about big muscles and who's going to win the Olympia. But you don't realize, you fucking Momo, that this affects your life. When they start shutting gyms down, or they're fucking, you got some guy in the gym, and fucking wants to kill everybody in the gym. You know what I mean? They don't realize that this affects our economy, affects everything. This clown in office is killing us.
Yeah, listen, and even to the bodybuilder who cares nothing else about bodybuilding, to those simplistic idiots, the price of chicken is up, the price of meat is up, the price of eggs are up.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
And then you got fucking momos like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Screw your freedoms. Meanwhile, he compared the fucking the January 6th bullshit, with, that hoax. He compared that with the beginning of, the night of broken glass in Austria.
Yeah.
And you're comparing the beginning of the Holocaust, which killed 11 million Jews, to that.
But Greg, I went to Starbucks today for the first time in about 3 years to get.
You traitor!
I got a cup of coffee.
Dare you?
$3, $3.15, and they didn't have any Splenda there. I said, for $3 for a cup of coffee, you don't have Splenda?
You gotta bring your own Splenda.
I made them give me my money.
No, Splenda's racist, Dave. You can't have Splenda. It's racist.
Oh.
Wait, we have a special guest here.
It comes in a yellow pack.
We have Nancy Fitness View.
Oh, wow.
Norman.
Nancy Norman.
Hey,
oh, my
Nancy,
God.
How you doing?
How you doing?
What's
How
up?
are you?
Yes.
I really want to see your daughters, 'cause I can't believe how big they've gotten since we've seen them as little babies. That's what I really want to see.
Wait, let's see
Yeah.
Ron's gym. Doesn't Ron has a sick gym in his basement?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, he's the sickest gym you ever
Yeah,
seen.
we should have him give us a tour, actually. People
Yeah,
wouldn't
you should
believe
give
it.
us a tour of the gym.
Let me, while we got Ron, Ron used to work with Kai Greene, and Kai recently, Ron sent me a video of himself posing, asking me whether he thought I should do the whether I thought he should do the Olympia or not. Do you think you think that was a tease that Kai gave me, or you think we might see Kai on an Olympia stage this year? You know him pretty well.
I don't think he's going to make it to the Olympia stage, and none of this is. I'm just going to give it to you objectively, forgetting about any of the bad blood that he and I have between each other. So first of all, he sent out a video being in reasonably good shape, claiming he's 330 pounds.
Yeah.
Now, when I trained him and he was 9 years ago, at 300 pounds in the off season, he looked like he escaped from a donut factory. Okay, so you're not going to tell me now. When I got him ready for the Olympia, he was very concerned because people always lie about their weight.
Right.
He weighed 242 pounds, probably in the best condition he ever was in.
Yeah, he was crazy.
So there's absolutely no way on earth that he's 330 in any kind of shape. He really would look like the Pillsbury Doughboy at 330.
So what do you think is around 280?
God, Ron, you're being
260?
racist.
I said Pillsbury Doughboy. I didn't.
He's being interracial because
You're racist. Wait, the Pillsbury Doughboy's white.
No, Greg, do you see what he did there? That was genius. He did a comparison between the
fat white
Pillsbury
guy, right.
Doughboy, who's white, and Kai Greene, who's black, and he kind of mushed them together and made like a mulatto.
That's racist.
I think that was amazing.
I think that Ron should be canceled for that. I think.
I was never uncanceled to begin with.
That's right. You're right. You've been canceled all along. Yeah.
You can't cancel what's not popular to begin with.
So what do you think he really weighs right now, if you had to guess?
270.
Okay. And so, you don't think he's going to really do the Olympia? You think he's just
275? I mean, listen, he might, because look, you guys probably stay more up on this than I do.
Yeah.
But it is probably the thinnest Olympia, lineup that in recent history, I would say, I don't know.
But there's some good, but there's a lot of good guys because there's new talent coming in there. I think, which is new blood.
Bores
Yeah,
the
but
shit out of me, Ron. It's not the same sport that you and I fell in love with a long time ago. Bores the shit out of me. Every one of them guys look the same. No, their physiques don't have no signature. I don't know.
I mean,
I could give it.
Yeah, I see very little dryness and graininess like the guys used to have.
Well, I think they have all those different categories now. You know, they have the
I think we're talking about the Mr. Olympia, though. Yeah.
George.
I know you are, but I'm saying,
George, try to follow.
Guys used to compete.
Well, I do think the different categories kind of diluted what the talent that gravitates toward open bodybuilding. It used to be you had to be good enough for open bodybuilding, or you took up ping pong.
Yeah.
And now,
you take up
if you can't build legs, you can put on you can put on board shorts. If you can't get over 185 pounds, you can put on a stretchy stretchy shorts and call yourself classic.
Right.
But really, what you are is a small bodybuilder.
Right. But those guys had aesthetics. Those guys had like Frank. So those guys used to compete against the big mass monsters.
I mean, listen, Dave's. I don't even know if I may have done even more competitions than Dave. I'm close to 70.
Absolutely did. You did.
But I mean, honestly, who the fuck wants to get under a 500-600 pound squat or do leg presses until you break blood vessels in your eyes when you can put on board shorts and get tattoos and get laid?
Now that you put it like that, what we did seems pretty stupid, Ron. Yeah.
But they all look the same today, Ron. It's different back in the 90s.
Oh, now you're being racist again. Yeah.
No, I'm saying their physiques look the same. Everybody's got big Rammies legs today, and they're fucking. I mean, look at all these new guys. That Kuwait shit did something because everybody looks like ridiculous. Come on, they had I remember when they had the 202 class, right? They had to raise that to 212 because even little short guys, 5'2" and shit, couldn't make 202. Everybody's too fucking big. I mean, Lee Labrada was like 189 and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like the physiques. Yeah. Those are when the physiques were better. I mean, I don't think these guys.
Other people might not agree with you. I think that the physiques today are really good. I think they're impressive. I think now that we have this new crop of guys coming up that are finally coming into their own. Look at Hunter Labrada. Look at Nick Walker. Look at Ian Valier. Look at Steve Kuklo. These guys are. I mean, this is the new. This is going to be the next 10, 15 years of guys. I mean, I really like the way they look,
Well, Greg, you don't follow this. So, I mean, I don't know how you can make that statement.
I don't follow it, but I do see it, and I see the lineup, and I sit there and I go, like, that big dude, that one, the fucking, whatever, the Nick Walker guy, you cut off his head, he looks like Big Red. They all have that one pose.
I think you're being a little hard on him, honestly. There's great talent coming up now. Dave just listed off a whole list of guys that are really fucking good, man.
I think I agree with you guys. But there was nothing for a while.
Yeah, there was definitely a stagnation period.
Absolutely. There was definitely nothing for a while.
But you think these physiques look good? Ron, you like the older physiques, or you think these physiques look good?
I mean, listen, I personally, my own opinion of what I like to see in physiques, I think the late 90s and early 2000s were like the golden years.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say.
But, finally, there are guys who are coming along that are pretty respectable and are worth taking a look at. There's been a couple of Olympias that were real sleepers that were just really not going on.
Well, look what happened in the 80s.
Let's be honest, and you guys may or may not agree. Brandon Curry, when he won the Olympia, that's not a Mr. Olympia. There was no wow factor. He just he won by subtraction.
Well, he was the best guy there. They took Sean Roden didn't defend the title, so I mean the judges can only reward what's up there. So.
Oh, I'm not blaming. There's no, nothing having to do with the judges or whatever. It just whatever is there, and it's not that deep. Look, I don't know what your opinion is of Big Ramy. I think he's big, but I don't think he's three-dimensional.
No, he's not. He's flat. His back is wide, but he doesn't have that depth. He has his hamstrings to me are MIA. The front quads are so big. His fucking calves don't match his thighs.
Hamstrings are MIA? Dave, you ever thought of him doing a side chest?
His side, but
right
what does he
now?
look like from
His
behind?
hamstrings almost hit the fucking floor. What are you talking about?
When he turns around.
No, Greg, come on, man. You can't.
No, I
you
disagree.
can't say that shit, Greg. It's Tyler. Put up a shot of Big Ramy doing a side chest. Right. Are you going to tell me that there's no hamstrings there?
Yeah,
I don't think his hamstrings match his quads. They don't match his quads.
You're huge, Greg.
You think his calves?
You huge, Greg. They're like hams, like this hanging off. Come on, you can't say that.
Not his hamstrings.
Well, you know, you talk.
But what
like
about
that.
his back?
What happens?
I agree with Ron Noreman, though. Exactly.
Ron Noreman would not agree with what you just said.
The 3D.
George Smalley wouldn't even agree with what you just said.
Yeah, no, I think he has big hammies, but I don't think he's 3D, and I don't think his muscles don't pop when he. Right. There's not all that much difference. All right, so understand what I'm trying to say. There's some bodybuilders who look really impressive standing there and their silhouette or whatever. And there's other bodybuilders, when they hit a pose, all kinds of shit happens.
Look at that side leg shot.
Pop
Lee
all
Haney.
over the place.
To me, that was Lee Haney. Lee Haney, when he posed, he just kept getting bigger. And it was like fireworks going off on his body. You know what I mean?
Right. I happen to love
These guys can't even suck in their gut.
You only like Lee Haney because he stayed at your house.
Yeah,
and you fed him Italian
those physiques
food.
were good. Those guys all fucking did a double bicep. You know,
if Ramy came and stayed with you for the weekend, you'd be the biggest Big Ramy fan of all time. I guarantee it.
No, I'm not against. Wait, I don't dislike Big Ramy. I like the guy.
But I'm saying if Big Ramy came and stayed at your house for the weekend, you'd be driving him all over. You'd be talking about Big Ramy for the next 20 years after that.
Especially if he brought some young Kuwaiti girls. I'd really like him.
Greg must be in a drought. This is like the third time in the call he's mentioned young girls.
No, dude, I got a young girlfriend.
Did your girlfriend turn 30 or something? What happened?
Hey, you know, if you touch one of those Kuwaiti girls, they'll get executed. So relax.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that.
By an infidel.
We don't want that.
They throw them off the top of a rooftop.
I've seen some cuties, though. They're either...
How can you tell behind all of that material?
They're either butt ugly or they're fucking cute.
That's what the Taliban wants. They're Orthodox Muslims, so they want all the women to wear those things. Sharia law.
I saw the video.
Well, that's like wearing masks. I'd rather wear one of those than a mask. I got news for you. I'm going to start wearing one around, I think.
Actually, Fauci wants people to start wearing those.
No, Fauci, actually, it was a patent filed on behalf of Dr. Fauci. He's patenting the human size condom. So you're going to put it on your head like a shower cap and like pull it down. It just keeps going all the way down to the floor. And then
then
you look like a big penis walking around.
Right. Then everyone will get sick the moment they take it off.
No. What happens is you rebreathe your own. It's like being in a cellophane bag. Remember when the dry cleaning bags came and your mother said don't put in your dry cleaning bags because you're going to suffocate?
Yeah, that's how the mafia used to whack you.
Right. You put them in. I tried whacking you, remember?
Yeah, you did. We did that video with me, you, Rocco LaBraccia, and a few. You guys put the bag on me and shit. Yeah.
We tried killing you. That's why.
So the White House, which is really like an old age home these days, it just came out with they want all Americans to get a third vaccine.
Right.
Yeah. So you see where this is going. It's going.
Yeah.
There'll be a fourth and fifth, Ron, too. Don't worry about it.
I mean,
everyone's getting sick from it.
Ron, Trudeau up in Canada signed a deal through 2025 with Johnson & Johnson to provide vaccines and booster shots.
That's what they want, the booster.
And he ordered like 36 million. There's only like 30 million people in Canada. So
and Johnson is 46% effective.
Right.
Really?
It weakens your immunity. My client got the shot, and since he got it, he's got 2 2 flus,
Yeah.
2 colds since.
Listen, I got COVID before the shots were out. I got it in November.
Yeah.
And all the doctors who advise me tell me I have natural immunity and I'm not getting a shot.
Right.
It's an experimental drug anyway.
Did it hit you hard or no?
No, you know, I had cold-like symptoms for 2 days, but when they started talking about therapeutics, I was smart enough. I have a lot of doctors as clients.
Yeah.
I stockpiled on hydrochloroquine.
Oh, is that what you use? Yeah.
Got
How the fuck did you? They didn't even want to sell that. If you had a
Well, because
prescription
I
for
got it.
He owns it
early
all, yeah.
because I saw what was coming. So I got enough for my whole household. I'm telling you guys, within 12 hours of taking a hydrochloroquine and a Z-Pack, I felt better.
Really? Wow.
I had 101 fever for exactly 6 hours. The only thing that COVID, after I did all that stuff, took hydrochloroquine for 5 days.
Yeah.
A Z-Pack, for whatever that calls for. I think it's a 5-day thing also. I just had gastrointestinal issues for a week, and that was the only extent of what I had.
Right.
So, you know, my immune status, I think, is really good. I'm spot on with my nutrition. I've been taking high doses of vitamin, D3. And zinc sulfate for the longest time.
Yeah.
Prior to even anyone hearing of COVID. So,
Ron, I have guys just go get diatonic water, and I know it's not as high a dose as hydrochloroquine, but even that was helping them. You know, I found they said they took the zinc with the hydrochloroquine, with the vitamin D3, you know, and just the nutritionals alone, they felt hardly had a case of it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And these idiots who are telling you to stay in or whatever, sunlight and fresh air is like the best antidote there is. It's just ridiculous. I mean, you think about how Gavin Newsom in California arrested a guy for being alone on a surfboard.
I tell everybody, oh my God.
Yep.
He was almost a mile out in the water. He was whatever you call it.
Stand-up paddling.
Yes, he was stand-up paddling.
I mean, you know, listen, I have a shit attitude. I'm a very patriotic guy. I have a completely shit attitude about anything that they've told us about COVID. Because I can tell you from the beginning, just remember how this started. 14 days to slow the spread because we don't want to overwhelm the hospital system. Then it became, we need another 15 days. Then there really was an admission, because I do tax work for some of the policymakers, that was bullshit the whole time. They just know the American public couldn't handle hearing that, you know, there was going to be lockdowns for a prolonged period. So they stick the broomstick in your ass slowly, a little bit at a time. Then, then masks don't do anything. Then you need a mask. You have to have a mask. You need a double mask. Then you need a mask and goggles. Then Fauci's leaked emails. You know, he said that really masks have never been proven to do anything. And think about it, just compare the results in Florida versus the results in New York and California, where they had strict mask mandates, and the, incident of disease is not, in fact, was far better in Florida.
Yeah.
And they're even lying about how bad it is now in Florida too, because they want to knock DeSantis out.
It's a lie. It's all fucking lie, because they're more afraid of him.
They caught them lying with the fudge in the
I know, they caught him. Absolutely.
The CDC got caught changing the numbers. Exactly.
You know what I like? Ron, did you see this? Lindsey Graham the other day came out and he said, listen, I got the vaccine and I just got the Delta variant and I'm coming off of COVID right now. So I definitely recommend you getting the vaccine. Now, how fucking stupid is that? I got the vaccine. I got COVID. So I recommend you all getting vaccinated.
He's in a trance.
Absolutely. Hang on, I gotta get my phone cut.
Ooh.
He's a trans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, they're all fucking nuts. They're full of shit with all this
No,
stuff.
but I've been saying since the beginning that your nutritional status and your supplement status is really important with any kind of virus for that matter. But it's been shown that keep your vitamin D3 levels high. Take your, your chelated zinc. Make sure you get all your vitamins in, and make sure you exercise and work out.
Be
And
super fit.
a lot of people are using this as an excuse to do nothing because I can't go to the gym or I can't go out, so I'm just going to do nothing. And that they gain weight, they get out of shape, and then they make themselves more vulnerable to actually getting these viruses.
Dave, it was on what's his name's show. 86% of the COVID patients in ICU are obese.
Yeah.
On Joe Rogan's show.
Yeah.
Right.
Or have some sort of underlying illnesses already.
And then we talked about the study that took place in South Korea where they found, that people who worked out had a very low incidence, not only of contracting the disease, once you had a very, very mild symptoms, and almost no one died,
It's good NAC. They say that NAC is another one in quercetin.
And acetylcysteine,
absolutely.
I use injectable glutathione. So.
Hey, so Dave, if I take zinc and drink tonic water that has quinine, will that drive the zinc in?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I told you.
Injectable glutathione is awesome. It's the bomb. But I do take a lot of N-acetylcysteine as a precursor.
Hey, Ron, why do you think Amazon is not allowing N-acetylcysteine on there now? I think they might have changed their policy, but they were banning it for a while. You couldn't sell it on there.
I don't know. I get mine straight from Life Extension.
Yeah.
So if in doubt, if there's a particular product, I know their quality is really good, so I kind of stick with them.
That's what I did too. Yeah, I order a lot of this stuff, the esoteric stuff from them. But the truth of the matter is that, if you can get injectable glutathione, which I send everyone to TitanMedicalCenter.com, I use it every day, and I feel great on it, really. My immune system has never been better.
Do, Dave?
What?
What's it do?
It's, it's one of the main antioxidants that your body naturally produces in the liver. And from the precursor is N-acetylcysteine. So you can't take glutathione orally because it's not absorbable. You'll have to inject it. But if you want to take an oral form, you take the precursor N-acetylcysteine, like Ron's saying, and then your body can make more glutathione.
That's what I said. I take that shit every day. That and quercetin. You know what I mean? Things like that, which is another one.
Yeah.
And that's why you're so handsome.
Thank you.
Ron, speaking of supplements, back in the 90s, we talked about the heyday of bodybuilding, but it was really the heyday of supplementation too. That's when creatine came around, whey protein came around, whey isolates came. Really so many new products came out. And then why do you think we're so stagnant now? Is it that there's nothing new to really take anymore, or is it just that there's no new ideas out there?
Yeah, I think there's no new ideas. Most of the innovative things come from the holistic community.
Yeah.
And you try to see if you can not in a bad way, but steal an idea from the holistic nutrition world to see if it has applicability into bodybuilding. And I think people are just lazy. I think, people don't want to necessarily take a shot at something new.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing great that's new on the market.
It seems like there's been a lot of stagnation, though, in that sense,
Yeah. There's no new proteins.
But the stuff we have is really good, and that's the reason why, Ron, right? The whey isolates are awesome out there. All the vitamins and minerals and all the stuff and essential fatty acids. All the stuff that is available to take. People get bored, but at the end of the day, you got to take the basics, because if you don't take the basics, you're missing the boat. The esoteric, exciting, pro-hormone stuff that doesn't really exist on the market. That stuff is not necessary for good health. That's just fun stuff, I call it,
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And everybody's looking for that magic ingredient. Well, just like, remember when we were competing, everybody was looking for the magic steroid.
Yeah, they still are.
Right?
Yeah.
They never stop.
And honestly, if you're better than someone, it used to be, well, he must have access to the, some.
He has better
genetics. Dorian Yates is using IGF-1. You got to get IGF-1,
Dorian Yates had great genetics, and he was willing to do what it took to be a champion, to eat all those meals and grow as big as he possibly could. That's what he did.
Yeah.
And physique 100%. Whereas most people won't do that. You did it, Dave.
Yeah.
Ron did it. Work with your genetics. You got your genetics.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I remember having discussions with Dave, and it didn't really resonate with me until I got bigger. But when you actually had to eat almost to the point of vomiting in your own mouth.
Yeah. I mean,
I say, when Dave first started, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Dave. And sure enough, a few years later, that was me.
Yeah.
At McDonald's, no less.
Yeah. Well, I'd go to Ron's office, to get my taxes done like a couple times a year, and we would talk and sit down. And he'd order lunch, and he'd order the portion size of chicken, coming from that Chinese restaurant was like pounds of chicken. It wasn't like, I see bodybuilders eating like 3 egg whites in the morning on a bagel. I'm like, you think you're gonna put muscle on with 3 egg whites on a bagel? I said, you should put the whole dozen on there. Then maybe you're close to what you need per day in protein for that meal,
I like when they eat fruit and yogurt. That's my favorite one.
Oh, God.
That's my absolute favorite one.
With granola on it. With a little bit of granola on it.
Yeah.
Can I have some cottage cheese? Cottage cheese and carrots.
Oh, God.
I have to drop this off to Ron when I go to Long Island.
You got to send Ron some of your protein cookies, Mr. J.
It's a protein everything bagel. It's got 14 grams of whey protein in it.
Wow. Looks like Big Bird's asshole.
Species.
Don't put what I meant to tell you about the bagels. I like them, but don't put the too many no onions or garlic stuff on there. It's too much.
That's
just make sesame bagels. I don't want to have bad breath after I eat your bagels.
No, Dave, that was just
He put like everything in the kitchen sink on it, John.
I get
it's called the everything bagel.
I know, but I don't like them.
I get agita.
Yeah, I get it.
Typical bodybuilder. If 1 is good, 10 is better.
You got to send Ron the jumbo Palumbo cookies, the jumbo lights. He'll like those probably.
I definitely will. I'll drop them off at his office because I'm on Long Island once a week.
That's true. Okay, do that.
Actually, I will be there 3 times a week. My mom broke her hip.
Oh shit! Sorry.
In the hospital.
Oh, she fell?
Yeah, she fell down the stairs, the house, fractured her ribs and some vertebrae. And then she went to the hospital and they put her on pain meds. The nurse went to take her to the bathroom the next day. And then right after that, she fell out of bed and broke her femur.
Wow, that sucks.
Great.
Sorry about that.
Sounds like
my mom is in assisted living and she falls about twice a week and just...
Oh, your mom, Ron?
Thank you.
Your mom, Ron?
Ron, how old is your mom now?
She's 82. She's in bad shape. Well, she has Parkinson's and she has a lot of orthopedic issues, and she's not supposed to get out of bed unassisted. But of course, she swears to me like all parents do at that age.
Yeah.
I scream at her and I beg her. I'm like, Mom, you can't get out of bed without an attendant. You have to promise me, please. I threaten her. I bribe her. Whatever. And sure enough, she gets out of bed and she falls at least once a week. And thank God, she hasn't broken a hip or anything.
Yeah.
But she's cracked her head open a few times. And
Ron,
my father too. I don't know how my father got out of the chair at the assisted living place when God rest his soul now, but it was impossible. They had him locked down. He somehow like Houdini got out of the chair and got up. I don't know how he did it.
Forget it. It's like I don't know how she can't do anything else for herself in life, but somehow she's a contortionist.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, so is your mom? Did you ever train your mom or get into try and exercise? Or is she so old school? She was like,
bullshit, man.
No, I'm not
sick of this fucking shit.
There he is.
Sick of this fucking sick of this shit. I am fucking so sick of this shit. I'm fucking had it. I don't want to fucking drive trucks anymore, bro.
Again, Johnny saying this.
15 fucking years I'm doing this shit. I'm fucking sick of it. My back's going out. My fucking neck. I bounce around all day sideways, up and down, backwards, forwards. Fucking, I can't take it no more. I'm fucking shot, bro. I'm shot. I tried to call before. I pull over for 2 seconds. I turn it on. I wanted to show you a beautiful farm. It was beautiful. And my boss calls me. Why are you stopping? I mean, I had to take a leak.
How do you know you
You
stopped?
got me?
How does he know?
He's got the tracker on the.
Yeah, he got the fucking GPS. I pulled over 2 seconds. I turned the phone on. He wants to know why I'm stopping. I said, "Can I take a fucking leak? I'm taking a fucking leak. You mind? Well, hurry up. You gotta make that third load. They close over there at 3 o'clock." I said, "Yeah, I'm going right now." All right, there. I fucking hang up. I had to leave. So I just wanted to tell you, I wanted to clear up a couple. What?
Uber. I told you can make $2,000 a week doing Uber. Uber.
Oh yeah, right, yeah, Uber, yeah, this way. Yeah, I can go house to house and fucking deal with people. Fuck that shit.
George, let me advise you from experience, okay? You aren't gonna talk him into shit, okay? You can say, Jimmy, there's a winning lottery ticket under that fire plug over there. Go over there and get it. I don't want to leave the house. I got to put my shoes on. My goddamn underwear is sticking to the pants. Meanwhile, somebody picks up the fucking
Listen,
lottery
you think I can
ticket,
do fucking Uber, John?
and then he'll be screaming.
No, you'd beat someone up probably.
Could you picture somebody? Can you picture getting picked up by him in an Uber?
You're never going to convince. He is confined to his own hell. He created it himself.
Even Tyler couldn't take Uber after a while.
He's hugging the post. He's not leaving. You could put a chain around his ankles, and he'll end up with his shoes. That's it.
John, you're fucking depressing me, man. Listen to me. I just wanted to clear something up. George, I like your background, man. It looks very nice back there. Oh shit, look at this fucking guy. He just pulls out. Don't even look. This guy in the tractor trail. I can't believe this fucking guy. I mean, what the fuck is this guy smoking?
Maybe he's Asian.
Oh, he is. He was. Huh? Oh my God. Anyway, make a long story short, I wanted to clear something up because I mentioned that you guys said about the Freemasons and all that, and I did. I'm gonna admit I did join the Freemasons. I did. But after a year, okay, and I took the oaths and all that, and the 3 degrees, they're probably gonna hang me. They're probably gonna come in my house, fill night, throw a bag over my head, take me the fuck out of here. Anyway, I never went back because I didn't like it. All right, I felt it was a little weird, so I never went back. So
once you get in, you don't get out.
What's that?
I said, once you get in, you don't get out.
That was the muscle mob.
I know. That's what the Freemasons too.
Thank you, Dave. So I just wanted to tell you, I was in the gas station the other day. I was fueling up the truck. I got off work. I bump into a friend. I go to the station all the time. These guys are from Turkey. Very nice people. So I walk in there. I see a friend of mine. He goes, "Hey, Jimbo, what's up?" I go, "What's up, buddy?" "Hey, just get over here." Yeah. I go, "Where you going now?" So I'm going to the gym. Oh. So he leaves. And all of a sudden, the guy behind the window, he says, "Oh, you go to the gym?" I says, "Yeah, I go to the gym." "You got a vaccination?" No, I said, "No, I don't have a vaccination." "No, you like all my friends in Turkey. You don't believe the virus and the devices. Well, take it easy. My friends are all sick. They're all in their house because of people like you. Because you go to the gym and I says, "Well, take it easy, bro. Take it easy. I'm coming here for fucking years. I like you. You're making me not like you, okay?" I said, "First of all, I go to a private gym. Nobody's there, and I don't gotta fucking explain myself to you, and I don't want the fucking vaccine. I'm not fucking that, all right? Whatever I'm ready to take it, I'll take the motherfucking thing now. Fuck yourself, give me my ticket. I'm gonna fuck out of here." I took my fucking fuel ticket and I left, bro. You believe this guy? I like this fucking guy. He got on me because I go to the gym. Is he fucking kidding me? Then I was at I went to the fucking Chinese restaurant the other night by myself. I did takeout order. I said, "You know what? Let me sit down and have a fucking beer." I sit down. I tell the lady, "Can you hold my order? I just want to have a beer with you." "Yeah, no problem." So I fucking go sit down, and there's this gentleman next to me, fairly intelligent looking guy. Whatever, we started bullshitting about stuff. I don't know how the fuck we got onto the subject. All of a sudden, he starts talking about the moon landings and the fucking and the flight. Then we start getting into how the water don't bend and how the atmosphere.
Oh, you found a fellow flat earther?
I said, "What do you do for a living?" He goes, "I'm an accountant." I says, "What?" I said, "You're a fairly smart man." He goes, "Yeah." I says, I can't believe you actually look into this stuff." He says, "Oh no, I find it very interesting." He goes, I've been researching it for a long time. I said, "You know about subatomic particles?" And he goes, "Yes, I do. I know about the single slit and the double slit thing they had, the experiment. I said, you know about the single and the double split? He says, yeah. I says, wow, you did some real research, bro. All of a sudden, that was it. Everything broke loose, man. The whole conversation of flat earth. I was there for 2 hours, Dave, with this guy.
Hey, Ron.
I just want everybody to know, listen to me. I'm not trying to turn anybody into a flat earth person or a believer. I said it before, I like to share my beliefs, all right? I just want to share my beliefs, and you guys do your own research. I wanted to tell Tyler, when he gets...
You're breaking up.
Hey, John.
George
Forget about that chick. I think you met somebody.
Going. He's going to kill us. Hey.
What?
Hold on, repeat yourself, Jimmy. We didn't hear you.
What do you need to tell me?
What's your message for Tyler?
I need to know.
He's in a bad area.
Oh shit.
You lost.
Hey, John, forget about hooking
very
him up
important
with that
message
girl. He met that guy. At
Hey,
the
Ron,
bar.
Ron, are you a flat earther?
They're over.
And no.
Jimmy thinks that we live inside of a petri dish, basically. You know, with ice walls.
One of those globes. Those
No, but
globes.
I am a conspiracy theorist when it comes to anything having to do with coke.
Well, wait,
100%. I don't believe 2/3 of what we're being told, and when you lie to us often enough, then the credibility is just not there to tell us anything.
Did you hear what just happened? New York City's got the vaccine mandate.
Oh, they do?
Yep.
Yeah.
They just did it.
Wow.
Yeah, they moved it up.
Yeah.
So what does that mean now for New York City people?
Means you cannot go
that
into
means any gym. So this is great. You're going to appreciate this because it sounds like everybody on this panel is relatively conservative. I know John.
Not Tyler, yeah.
I'm conservative.
Okay. So, only about 25% of blacks and Hispanics are vaccinated.
Right.
So essentially what they're saying is that 75% of blacks and Hispanics can't go to restaurants and gyms in New York City.
No, Ron, it's
Turn it around on
anywhere.
them.
Wait, Ron. It's anywhere. It's anywhere.
What? New York State.
It's the vaccine mandate for the entire city. It's any business. Yeah. You can't go into any business.
I mean, as far as I knew, as of yesterday, it was just gyms and restaurants.
No, it's today. He just did it. He just did it.
So
a couple
let me
hours
ask you something. So you live in Manhattan, you're not vaccinated. You can't go into a supermarket, and who the fuck is going to pay for the person at the door, or what employee when they get punched in the face?
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
The onus is on the business owner. The onus is on the business owner to check. And if anybody's found in his establishment without a passport, the fine goes to the business owner.
Yeah, but you know what? They've been pulling this shit for a while.
Ron, what famous New York City person that we both know mutually that you was the first person being vaccinated when they were told they couldn't go to the gym?
Listen, who gives a shit about the gym?
Who was that?
Who do you think? Our mutual friend of ours.
Victor Martinez.
Colette. No, he got it right. Colette. Yeah, she was the first person online to get vaccinated.
But listen, I'm in Manhattan a lot, bro.
I'm gonna text her and make fun of her.
Yeah, she could not go to the gym.
Everybody's wearing a mask in New York City. I'm on the street, and I'm one of the only people not wearing a mask, and everybody's wearing a mask. And they look at you like you're fucking psycho. You know what I mean?
Listen, first of all, the masks are just face diapers.
I know that. I agree with you.
It's actually going to make you sicker.
I agree with you. But there's fucking psychos.
Let Ron talk for a second.
That would mean Gregg has to stop.
Yeah.
Back Monday, September.
Yeah, listen, personally, I think, conservatives are really shitty about sticking together. People got to stop spending their money in New York City. People have to stop supporting Coca-Cola, who tells their employees to be less white, or Delta Airline, or any of these people who pulled out the All-Star game from Atlanta because of some bullshit voting law, which was not even the case, which was not even restrictive in any way.
It was less restrictive.
You can't fly on their airplane without showing your
Conservatives
ID.
don't stick together. Fucking the Republican Party's full of cowards. It's a fact. It's a fact. That's why. That's what happened with Trump. He was betrayed. He had all these backstabbers around him. They were all fucking. Look at Schwarzenegger, who's really a fucking. It's a He's a rhino, bro.
He's a rhino.
Democrat.
He's a rhino.
He's a fucking rhino.
Does everyone know what a rhino is here?
Explain.
Republican in the name
only.
All right, good.
Does he care about the truth? I don't give a fuck if you're Democrat or Republican.
No, he doesn't care. He just said fuck your freedom.
No, wait, but Georgie, they have differentiated what truth is. Biden said it himself. They believe in truth over facts. So
hey,
what
guys,
that means is,
and I hate to go there, but 70 years ago, another Austrian said, "Fuck your freedoms."
Yeah. Hi, Hitler. And let me ask you another question.
So hold on,
wait a minute. Ron, how is there a Jew on the planet that fucking doesn't go, like, that still votes Democrat? That's the fucking thing I don't understand.
I listen, and Nancy and I wonder that all the time.
How is there a Jew on a New York, especially New York Jews? I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with these people. How can you vote when they're blatantly against you? They're fucking blatantly against you. Look at fucking, when Trump moved the fucking embassy and shit. It's mind-boggling. It's fucking mind-boggling.
Yeah, I don't understand.
These people are supporting fucking Hamas and shit like that.
Right, let me ask Ron a question. Ron,
they support that.
Ron, as far as these mandates you see going on now in New York City, do you think that we're going to see that spread throughout the rest of the country? Or do you think it's going to be kind of limited to certain states and cities?
What do you mean? The vaccine?
The mandates. The mandates where if you don't get vaccinated, you can't go in a store and stuff like that.
I think certain liberal jurisdictions are going to try to pull that off in some places. Yeah.
That's tough.
I think they will. But
the business
I think somebody, there'll have to be probably some kind of lawsuit that makes it a little less palatable for them to do that.
Ron, there's already sheriffs in upstate New York who have already said, listen, I'm not upholding this fucking law. I got bigger problems happening out there than worrying about who's wearing a mask or some guy's having a party next door with 30 people and shit like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Trudeau wants people in their own family to wear masks in the house and shit like that. It's the fucking it's the stupidest fucking thing.
I mean, and what's happening in Australia now is ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they're all they're on
that's another
martial
one.
law.
Dude, that's another one. Holy shit.
And meanwhile, there's no data to support. There's no data to support any of this because wherever they have strict lockdowns, people have not fared better than when businesses are open. Kids have more incidents of COVID being out of the school than in the school because they'll do whatever they want.
Right.
And the suicide rates are up like 20%. Suicide.
Ron, during the Black Plague, they quarantine the sick people. You don't quarantine healthy people.
The Black Plague, that sounds like a racial epidemic.
You know what I mean?
What is that, Kai Green's new nickname?
Oh, shit. Does he still
That's a good nickname, by the way. That's a good nickname.
Is he still fucking a pineapple and shit or what?
No, that's a good nickname.
Yeah.
Or a grapefruit.
I think he's moved on to papayas. He heard
right, let's not go there. I love Kai Greene. He's a good guy.
I like Kai too. It's all in fun.
All right, I think what we basically have realized here is that we're living in a very insane world right now, and I hope at some point someone sane actually puts all this crap to rest because I understand why people are getting depressed because they feel like they've kind of lost control of what's going on with their own lives, and that's very unempowering, if that's even a word.
Well, so this is how liberals are running around they've been taught to be fearful,
Yeah.
And a big percentage of them, besides the ones that just want to condemn everyone to be just like them, there's a percentage of liberals that are just afraid of everything. They bought into all the bullshit.
Right.
And then there are others who just think that whatever they think is righteous is what everyone else needs to do, or they're, a menace to society.
But you got to understand something. You've already destroyed shit. In 7 months' time with this guy in there, and the leftist liberals are destroying shit so bad that even if a Donald Trump came back or Ron DeSantis from Florida, you need somebody with balls to come in. They'd have a hell of a time trying to straighten shit out. Look what he's done to our military.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Did you see that military video?
2 million. Yeah.
Ron, did you see the military video with the girl? I've got 2 moms. You know what I mean? And they're promoting all that shit. You don't think that Russia and China? Do you know what China just told Taiwan yesterday? They told them. They said, "You see what America did? You see what that coward did? He pulled out of Afghanistan. Guess what they're gonna do next? They're gonna pull out of Taiwan. So if I were you, I would start negotiating with me now before we go in there and just take what we want." They said that yesterday.
I mean, these freaking these generals and admirals have been concentrating on racism and white supremacy or whatever, and their people don't even know how to fucking fight anymore.
Mark Milley, white supremacy. I'm white, and white supremacy is it's like the biggest plague in this country. That's our enemy. You fucking dude, get out. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah, Greg, they don't speak for the masses. Don't let those.
No, but understand they control what you do, though.
Well, where exactly are all these white supremacists, though?
I got boots on the ground, baby, and so do you, and so does Ron. 99.9% of the people don't believe that bullshit.
I know that, but you understand, 99% of people, not the ones in charge. They are in charge. Look what they do.
You're talking about 200 people I can fit in my warehouse that are trying to control 8 billion.
No, they control. Do you know that they want to make the fucking federal police, the Capitol Police, they want to actually make that a federal policing. When they say that defund the police, reimagine policing. They want a federal police force because they control that. Nancy Pelosi controls the Capitol Police. Dude, did you see the guy that was on Capitol Hill saying that Donald Trump sent those people in? That was an insurrection. That fucking cop is a Black Lives Matter. They have him showing him outside with his kids and shit like that. All wearing Black Lives Matter shirts.
Everyone knows it. What are they gonna do? They're not gonna do nothing.
John, I can't even speak. I don't even know what to say.
We just watched our show just go right.
Yeah. It was doing so well in the beginning, and then it just went into the toilet bowl.
Just deteriorated immediately.
Hey, listen, I got a great story. I got a great.
All right, tell us. End with something positive, Mr. G.
Wait. Before I got to ask Georgie a question. Is that a new tattoo?
Which one?
On your right arm.
This?
Yeah.
I had that.
George, you're looking big.
Did you get a new one?
No, this is a skull coming out of water.
You always
George,
had
you're
that?
looking pretty big, buddy.
It's for surfing.
You look good, man.
He does. He looks big. He looks jacked.
I'm getting in the best shape. I'm getting in the best shape of my life.
You got abs?
It must be them cookies.
I might have abs. I don't know.
He's got some abs there for 60-something years old. Pretty damn good. All right, talk to us about your success story here, whatever you're going to show us.
Yeah.
All right. This is, can you see this, Dave?
Yes.
All right, so that's Fighting John with his daughter, all right? Fighting John is a guy who contacted me back in March, suffering from post-traumatic stress. He's lost his way, and can I help him, And what they want to do with veterans is they want to put them on these psychotropic drugs, which we know don't work, all right? So I got him back on track, got him back on training. I told him, listen, Fighting John, he has a family. You're the patriarch of the family. You're the leader. They're looking to you to lead. Now lead, So now, long story short, we're now back like 6-7 months later. He's been training. He feels better than ever. His daughter is has been fighting her whole life, training and stuff.
Oh, is that the one that you want to fight my daughter?
So his daughter, because what was happening.
Oh shit, I remember that.
Is all the kids in the family were so sad because John was, he was falling apart a little bit. But Dad, what's wrong with you? Used to be a shit, Anyway, he's back leading the family. The kids are remotivated. The daughter starts training again and got invited to the Randy Couture team to try out for Randy Couture's fighting team.
Yeah.
So they have 50 people training, right? 50 people they invited. She won top performance out of all 50 men and women, and she got picked to be on Randy Couture's fighting team in Vegas. They pay for everything. She's going to be in the UFC within the next 6 months. She's going to have 4 fights, and they're going to get her in UFC. So that's a great story of somebody turning their life around, to the positive way. Exercise, training, no drugs. You don't need them.
That's the girl that you wanted my daughter to fight, right?
No,
remember you were yeah, that's the guy. Okay.
Yeah, she won out of 50 fighters from all around the country that got
Good
fighting.
for her.
Yeah, and that's
she's
because
and she's a real girl.
She like.
You gotta ask,
John. It's pretty sad that we have to ask that these days.
Right, these days you gotta ask.
Is the girl really a girl? Is the guy really a guy? We're not really sure.
You gotta ask.
And on that
how long
uncertain,
before we see something in bodybuilding like that?
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for Miss Olympia to be a man.
We've seen it. Joe Pietaro and I did a thing about 3-4 years ago where they had a bodybuilding contest for trans men, which was women who became men.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And
we saw that. We put those pictures up before you.
It was fucking.
There was a
awful,
black chick there, looked pretty fucking goddamn jacked. No,
Yeah,
seriously.
Overall, that was one of the greatest travesties.
But at least they had their own division, John, right?
Right. At least
you know what, Dave? That is exactly correct. They at least did the right thing.
Yes.
Right.
And didn't try to mix that.
What about like Sasha Angata and people like that?
Sasha Angata's a freaking girl at this point. I mean, she used to be a dude, but I mean, she had the surgery, and and she actually tries to be a girl.
And she's not trying to run the 100 meters, John, either.
Exactly. She's trying to be a hooker when she's doing a good job at it. So, I mean,
I know.
That's very different when you're trying to be an Olympic athlete versus the fucking hooker.
I know Sasha. She was a cover girl.
Ron, if you put a wig on, you might be able.
Wait a minute. Steve Bleckman put her on the cover of Muscular Development magazine.
That's what they said.
That is the epitome. That is the epitome of transgender acceptance. When you are a dude and you get put on the cover of a bodybuilding magazine as a chick.
He was ahead of his time, John.
I'm telling you, Bleckman.
Ahead of his time. He was first to market on that one, John. You could bang it.
He was. And then I remember Carol Ann Weber wrote him a note and said, that's a guy, right?
He didn't know?
What does she mean? What?
He did not know. I know, I was there. He did not know.
He really didn't know?
No, I showed him a picture of this fucking tranny, another tranny like that. And he's like, it's a real, she had her dick out. And he's like, that's fake. He goes, they superimposed that on there. That's what he said.
Hey, Greg, in Hempstead Village in Long Island, which is one of the worst villages, Hempstead Village, right? All the prostitutes were actually not women.
Oh, yeah, they do that. They walk the street.
The guys didn't know. They went there, We used to tell them, listen, do you understand it?
Didn't Bruce used to go there? Didn't retard Bruce used to go there? I'm not supposed to use that word, I guess, but didn't Big Bruce used to go there to the
Bruce?
But that's his name.
Yeah, that was his nickname, but yeah, it's not nice though. Didn't Bruce used to go there, George?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't seen.
You know Bruce.
Bruce used to train. He used to work at the fish market, and he would come with his overalls with all fish.
Shit.
He would stink.
Oh, I had it work for me once, right? Because I lost my license, so I'm driving the clients. So I told him, Bruce, you drive me to the client. So don't ever get out of the car, right? I got a client at 5 in the morning, right? So I go in. I go into my client. I get out. It's 5 in the morning. I go in. The whole family's sleeping, right? 5 minutes later, the doorbell rings. Right? It's Bruce.
Oh no!
He woke up the whole family. He goes, "Oh, I spilled coffee on myself. I need some napkins." I'm like, and then another time I took him upstate. I had a client in Westchester, and we're at this Dunkin' Donuts, and he's talking to these Catholic schoolgirls that are like 12 years old. I look out the window, and he's talking to them.
And he looked like Joel Rifkin. You very scary
God,
dude. Yeah.
He was like, it was 6'2", about 275. You know, it was like a big puppy. You know what I mean?
I loved him. He was great. He was a great guy.
You had to direct him.
Yeah.
You know?
Joel Rifkin was the guy in East Meadow.
Yeah. He lived down the block from my father's house. Yeah.
You know, so he lived 3 houses away from my friend Eric.
Which friend?
My friend Eric, an attorney.
Oh, I must have known him then, because that was right around my house.
Well, yeah, Eric moved in that neighborhood when I was like 25, so it was a while ago, 30 years ago.
That was after I left there already. Yeah.
So, but he actually didn't know Rifkin well, but bumped him into the street. Yeah. And I swear to you that he was invited over for a barbecue one. No.
Bicep muscles for on the barbecue. Biceps on the Barbie.
Hey, you know, this meat's a little, you know, not so tense.
It's a little gamey. No, Rifkin didn't eat his victims like Dahmer did. He just killed them and threw them in the back of his truck. That's all. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and they were girls.
I thought he had them in the freezer.
Well, sometimes that's all they need.
He might have had a few in the freezer. I don't know. But
he got pulled over, and when they caught him, he had the fucking girl's body right there in the
truck.
He pulled over instead of trying to get the fuck out of there. Yeah. The cop fucking pulled him over with the girl's body right there.
Yeah, he was a couple of years older than me. He went to my high school though. But
man, how does a guy go from be so deranged? You know, I mean,
in the water.
It's scary. It's scary. It really is, because you know there's a lot of sickos out there.
It's all the xenoestrogens that are in the food supply.
I don't know. I gotta wrap this up. Ron, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to catch up with you and find out what's going on. If anyone wants to reach out to you, Ron, and get have your services, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Just email me, Noreman, Noreman, at KLN, Kansas Larry Nancy, CPAS.com.
I'm telling you guys, if you have any tax problems, Ron's the man to solve your problems. And guys, love you all. Jimmy the Bull, thanks for joining us today, wherever you may be driving around. And if you want to pick up your Mr. Potts cookies, you got to go to MrPottsProtein.net.
You too, buddy. It's been ages.
Ron, send me your address again so I can send it over to George so you can get you cookies. We got to get you some jumbo Palumbo cookies.
All right, cool. I'll text it to you.
All right, for everyone out there, I hope you guys are having a great week. We'll see you next time.
All right, guys.
Take care.
Later.
All right, bye.